Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to talk to you about this mental illness in America, how we all need to get along, what are the red flags, and how people react to certain things. So I was watching this one spoof on where this husband and wife come to the emergency room, and there's this odor, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a nurse or doctor, but they're smelling this odor. So they take him into the back of the emergency department, and they still smell it again. And so they keep smelling it in different areas. All of a sudden, the husband's like, my wife hasn't showered in 8 months. And the nurse or doctor was like, wait, what? And she says, I was too afraid that I might drown the baby. So we have our comment sections under our YouTube videos, and people are replying. They're kind of saying little different things about that video. And then there's this person does address, this isn't because of mental health. So they did state that, so it's off topic, and people a lot of times get real angry when you come to a YouTube video and somebody goes off topic. So this person's sharing their story. Something in their mind was talking about the bathing. So they related to that. It brought forth a memory for them, and they just wanted to share it. So we're going to get into this a little bit more, but they just said they had a friend that was depressed. So they wanted to cheer the person up. That person hadn't bathed in a while, and the friend knew it. So she had said that, after we get showered and dressed, I'll take you out to a really nice dinner and movie. So they showered. She showed her the soap that had lavender in it. She knew lavender is supposed to calm you down. And she even told her friend, if she likes it, she can keep it. So they went out, and the friend's doing a lot better. It's kind of like sometimes we need that little bump over the hill to get us to the other side. So that was their story. And man, the comments just on that had started to blow up. And this one person was oh gosh, it's not showing up now. I'm right on the page. Where'd it go? Anyways, this one person had replied to them. I wanted to read their exact words for you, but they had said that, this is off topic. It has nothing to do with the video, and how self-centered it was. Like, oh, that's really great. You took every opportunity to brag how great a friend you are. Basically saying this person's being self-serving, and other people are defending like, hey, she's just, saying something that might help other people. And this other person's like, it is so off topic. It's completely something about her. Like she wanted to take an opportunity. So narcissists a lot of times like to focus on themselves. Something stimulates in their brain, they need attention, they take every opportunity. But then this is a tricky part. I don't know this lady or person. And maybe something related in her mind, like, yeah, there are people that struggle with not showering. And if I could share my story, but this was a video about, just a silly little spoof on not showering because you're afraid a baby's going to drown when you're pregnant. So where do we fit in society? Where do we fit in society? There's a lot of negativity. People don't let that go. Like, oh, I can just scroll past it. Like, that's off topic, but we're calling each other out on everything. We're not, we don't like society as a whole, we don't want advice, and we're starting to get more and more uptight. And then other viewers are bantering back and forth like, hey, she's just sharing something, and this other person's like, I said what I said, and it's just, why can't we get along? And there's an increase in female narcissism. Part of this, that whole dynamic, back in the day, we were used to the male head of household and the female, and it was kind of a unspoken or spoken agreement. But we've changed it. And we're also changing with the gender identity, all that kind of stuff. What roles do we play? So we're doing equal and trying to. But the narcissist always wants a head up because they want to control it. And is kind of like in society now, we expect to be equal, whether we're whatever color we are, whatever religion we are. We want to be treated equal. We forgot about the achievements. You can't change your skin color, you know, and your religion should be your religion. But we're trying to be equal on so many bases that there's no respect for authority, because everybody takes on their own authority. You know, we do control our destiny, but there's other factors that get into the way of it. And there's twists and turns in life. But I just thought it was really interesting. How is that narcissistic to share a little story? Is it helpful? Empathetic people will be like, wow, that's really sweet. A narcissist, more often than not, will like, they'll see it from their perspective. Like, I would do that for attention. An empathetic person would be like, that's so sweet. So was that person narcissistic? All it is thought processes, intentions that make us different people. And when the narcissist comes to us, or we fall in love with them, we think we're on the same page. We think we're equals. And there's no getting along with them, because we don't know who we're trying to get along with. This you know, love bombing wonderful person, or this unhappy, unsettled person where we never know what's going to trigger them. And just like in this video, something triggered that woman to say, hey, this is a story I had to share, and something triggered that other person. Like, hell no, you're not going to take this time to talk to other people. That's the control. And you know, there are social norms. Should we do that? You know, like right now, I'm not going to post underneath, you know, that I don't know, my dog caught a ball out in the yard. Because it's like, we're coming here for certain reasons. Society has rules in place. That's why relationships have rules in place, and you discuss them. You know, it's up to you guys if you want to be polyamorous, but at least discuss it. The narcissist either leads you to believe you're in a monogamous relationship. A lot of times too, they can lead you to believe they're using protection, and they're not, because it's either they don't want a child or they do want a child. So let's say it could be either way, female, male. The female could say, you know, that she wants kids to land this guy, and she's on birth control without telling him, or the other way around. She might use pregnancy to trap the person. A narcissist male could use, you know, faulty condoms, old ones, or poke a hole in them. Or I've heard of where they poke a hole in, I believe it's called a diaphragm, for birth control. And there's so much manipulation going on. And in society, we don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. Like, can I share that story? If that was me, can I share a story that I helped a friend? The narcissist, they'll share it. And sometimes this is where it gets tricky, is like, was that a good-hearted, or was that inappropriate for her to share that story? It's somehow related, so she took that opportunity. And in life, we do have narcissistic traits. Maybe this woman's lonely. Maybe she feels proud of herself, but wants affirmation on where this pride is coming from. You know, sometimes, you know, you do good deeds just to do them, you know, but sometimes too, it feels good. Like if you gave a Christmas gift, it's nice that they know it's from grandma instead of Santa Claus. But is it necessary? You know, sometimes you feel it'll bring the person closer to you, and there's different reasons that we do whatever it is that we do, the different things that we say. And one thing I want you guys to kind of watch out for, since you've been through narcissistic abuse, or maybe some mental health issues with your partner, is be careful of the way that you talk as you move forward into your new relationship, because we're going to be defensive without even realizing it. So let's say it's in the beginning of a relationship and you're like, I'm getting ready to go to the beach, got my bathing suit on. But we talk to them and we're like, could you spend some time with me? Because we haven't spent very much time together. So it's okay to ask, hey, can we spend some time together? Give them a chance to answer. We're already giving them kind of a knockdown, and we don't even realize it. So if you're saying your feelings, we're so used to saying our feelings and I have to explain it, and we have over explained that we also, to move forward, have to train ourselves a different way of speaking. And give them the opportunity to respond, because in our minds after the abuse, we're like, can you go to the beach with me because you never spent time, or we haven't spent much time together. That we don't realize that's negative energy that we're feeding into the relationship. And that's what the narcissist does too. The narcissist gives us some survival techniques. They're survival techniques. Remember that narcissist is in survival mode. That kills the relationship. It might keep them afloat, but it kills the relationship. So as you're going through your healing, pay attention to some of your word patterns too. It's okay to say, can you go to the beach with me? Wait for them to reply. They might have said, that'd be great. Or I'm sorry, I can't this weekend. How about next weekend? We have to give them a chance. And that's where the healing comes in. Narcissists don't go through that healing time, self-reflection time, ways to communicate better. So they're going on with this new supply, and they're going to still have those speech patterns that bring negative energy. Everything we do affects the balance. And it can be overwhelming to really kind of check ourselves. And it's important though, because the narcissist isn't going to do that. And their new relationship's going to fall apart. With the extreme mental illness in this world, also, the things that they've done to us, the brain damage, the need to feel better, the chances of their relationship working out it gets worse with time with the narcissist. They don't develop skills. Like right now, I hope you're developing skills, just like, okay, you're right, I should talk. Like I can share my feelings. Like, can we go to the beach? I'd love to spend time with you. Say it that way. And then go, I was kind of hoping we could, when do you have time? And just do things that way instead of putting unknowingly some of our negative energy into our new relationships. It's interesting, the exchange of energy, every little facial expression and movement, or also another thing too is when you're dealing with healing, you're going to have a little bit of brain fog, and some of the things you're going to forget, and sometimes people take that the wrong way. So heal yourself, so when you're with a new person, you're not like, wait, do you have any brothers? And they're like, I just told you I have two. And we're going to be in a state of mind where we're kind of similar to a narcissist. We're focusing on our healing, and don't bring that into the new relationship, because that's that snowball that's going to damage the new relationship. Be patient with yourself. And it's a crazy society we live in. Mental illness is on the rise. Mental illness in the United States is the highest out of the entire world. I think part of that is because of how we change the roles. You know, and I'm not saying we should or shouldn't, but we're adjusting to that, and everybody's in this desperation mode, to scramble to figure out how to communicate. And then we fall in love with people, and then we start getting scared that they're going to leave us. But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. When we do that, we have to change our minds and think in the positive. Don't bring forth negative thoughts into your new relationship. Be confident within yourself, know who you are. Everything happens for a reason. And sometimes we don't know what it is. Like with my first narc, we had beautiful home, 8 acres on this pond, and she was a year and a half or so. And it's exhausting being a mom. And so I would take a nap with her. She might have been 2, but she was able to get up. And we had this screened in back porch with somewhere probably, oh, I'm 6'1", I'm real tall. It was probably, I'm trying to think, 5.5 feet up was this chain hook. Might have been 6 feet, I don't know, but it had a little chain hook on the door. Um, but my daughter was smart enough to move some of the back porch furniture, and she was able to unlatch it. So, I'm sitting here thinking like how terrible it was that, we were supposed to get married and he canceled it 3 weeks before, wanted to postpone it without a reason why. So I took that as a cancellation, but who knows if I made the right decision at that time, probably because his true colors showed after. I was lonely when I was with him. I was very lonely when I was with him. But I also had moved to a different state or side of the state, and just stayed at home with my daughter most of the time. But looking back, whether it was a narcissistic thing or whatever, we never know why certain things happen. Maybe that was to prevent my daughter from drowning when I was taking a nap and she woke up. So I can sit here and poor pity me, and I could have been married, but I wouldn't have had my daughter possibly. We never know. And that kind of gave me comfort. Like sometimes you just have to trust what the reason is. um Sometimes it is for the best. Is it for the best that I was single my whole life, not married? But then you think about it too, it's like maybe something saved my daughter. I don't know. So know that it's going to be okay. There are good things and bad things. What's more important, being married or having my daughter, and just all these things that we're going to go through. But just trust the process and realize that narcissists will really show their true colors when they're under pressure. So will we. We will too. Um, and just look for the red flags. So this viewer right here, is that a red flag? Is it a red flag? I'd like to say no. I'd like to say that person felt compelled to tell something. It's okay to say things. That's the thing. It's okay sometimes to share our stories. And was it inappropriate on this channel? I don't know. What are your comments on that? Because that's what's so hard, is figuring out what's appropriate, and the thing that this is the way I feel. She shared it. Maybe it was a little off topic. Maybe it was a little attention seeking, but we invalidate people too. And I was watching that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing, just listening to their toxicity. They didn't stop to listen to each other. Johnny did a better job, but she was also saying, like, they didn't stop to validate each other's feelings, is basically all it is. But there gets to a point where it's like, I've tried, because he was pretty good about saying, I will be back, I'm just doing this. And she's like, don't leave me. And he could have given her a hug and said, I love you, or just maybe comforted her a little more. And I'm not saying whether she deserved it or didn't deserve it. It's just the toxicity, and hindsight's 2020. So moving forward, it's important to validate people's genuine feelings. There's a reason they're frustrated, but it's good to get to know why they're frustrated. You made a mistake making dinner, too much tomato sauce on the pizza. And now they're furious at you. Are they really furious about the pizza, or does it go deeper? So sometimes we're caught up in the I'm sorry, I tried my best and you never appreciate me, or whatever we're going to start doing. I tried to make you happy, but we have to take a step back too. And when you're in a healthy relationship, get to the root of the problem, not the superficial problem. It usually goes deeper. And comment below, was that appropriate for her to say something, share her story about how she helped her friend through a hard time? It was not related to the video other than the bathing part. So she took that opportunity, shared her story. Some people were supportive of it, and others hated that she took that time. It's hard getting along in a society, and even harder when you live with the person. So big hugs to you. One-on-ones are available. Comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.